Dr. Jim, how are you? Dr. Jim, Mr. Meesey, how are you?
You can see me okay?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
All right, so that means what? It means that the camera's not on?
Yeah, perhaps your camera's not abled correctly.
I'm not
Do you have
sure.
it plugged up?
Yeah, as far as I know, this is of course new. Everything is set up new.
Well, it's not a big deal. If they can't see your handsome face, at least we can hear your legendary, lovely voice.
Well, it's plugged in. I mean, we could do it on the phone too, if you
You'll
want.
be fine. You'll be fine. Mr. Meesey, Miss Melissa, Dr. Lakeisha, how are you all this evening? Mrs. Connie.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Allen. How are you?
Fine.
Hello.
Hello, all is well.
Mm,
We'll give everybody just a few more minutes to gather on in before we begin.
Can't even see you now, though. Hmm.
mm.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, Mr. Meesey.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening, Mrs. Connie.
Hello, Mr. Isaac and everyone else.
Good evening, all.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm,
Good evening. So we're already? They got me here tonight. Do they have to do what 4 hour shifts or something like that? No, I can go in. Well,
Isaac, can you hear me?
All right, I am back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get started. It is 5 after.
Hold on, Mr. Isaac. I might have to step out of the meeting for a minute.
Yes, ma'am, no problem.
I'll be right.
And we got one more joining in.
Can you hear me, Isaac?
Go ahead, Dr. Jim.
I said, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear
I
you.
can't get any kind of picture here for some reason. There's something I'm not doing right.
All right, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
All righty. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started and we'll figure it out if you need help. All right, can everyone see my screen okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. All righty. So good evening, beautiful people. My name is Mr. Issac D. Coleman, and as many of you all know, I am the founder of The Reality of Networking International, of Health of Wealth, and Dr. James Renford Powell is my co-founder, and he shall also be speaking in place of my co-host for this evening. So I'm also the holistic health and fitness practitioner of The Reality of Fitness Family, where we transform lives mentally, physically, and spiritually. And today is the Wednesday webinar, April 1st, 2026. And my co-host, Mr. Don Lawler, is unfortunately stricken with asthma this evening, so he will be sitting out. But Dr. James Referred Powell has gladly accepted to sit in his spot to talk about the laws of material wealth. So all of you all that are here today, all you all here on the call, all you beautiful smiling faces. And for those of you who I can't see your faces, would you kindly put your cameras on in a position to where we can see the emotion, the passion, and we can see your faces and body language. Since you're attending today, you all are going to be earning at least $10,000 per month in your respective businesses. And I did say at least. By a show of hands, does that sound pretty good and fair to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I
Yeah.
got news for you, and Dr. James Renford Powell's got news for you. April Fools.
I know
Exactly.
Because your level of success does depend upon you.
it. Good one.
Your level of success depends upon you. However, if you apply these rules, if you apply these laws, if you apply these techniques, I do guarantee you, you shall see success beyond your wildest imagination. I'll give you an example. These certain sets of laws that Dr. Jim is going to be talking about here shortly, I did apply them to my life a few years ago. Many of you all know. I was under bankruptcy, about to lose my home, and I started applying these laws, and I started earning more than $10,000 per month in my business in a very short time. So much so to where I did so, I still lost my home. It got sold at auction, but I bought it back. So if you apply these laws, I guarantee you they will work for you. You just have to do one thing and one thing only. Be consistent. Be powerfully persistent. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people, God's chosen people, to the Wednesday webinars. Today's agenda, we shall cover the purpose, the practical purposes of the Wednesday webinars. Segment 1, I shall take how to track your success with referrals, presented by yours truly, Mr. Issac D. Coleman. Segment 2 shall be covered by Dr. James Renford Powell, a living legend. He shall cover the laws of material wealth, part 1. Then we will open the floor up for you all to have a little Q&A, questions and answers. So, what are the practical purposes of the Wednesday webinars? Well, in a nutshell, it is to educate and empower entrepreneurs and business professionals with realistic, tried and true tools, technologies, philosophies, and proper protocols designed to help you become more successful with advertising, marketing, masterminding, and networking in your everyday businesses and lives. In other words, these are the blueprints for how to achieve your goals, increase sales, and enhance your marketing. So, how to track your success with referrals? How to track your success with referrals? By a raise of hands, would someone tell me? Give me the answer. How to track your success with referrals? How? Don't you all speak at once. Mr. Misi, you want to take a crack at it?
Well, I can take a crack at it. Well, you have to be able to, with referrals coming to you or referrals that you're sending out, or both.
Period. How do you track your success with referrals?
Well, you have to have some type of system that helps track it. Because you may not be able to keep up with it. Just mentally, you have to have some type of system out, like what we have, which is Chamber Forge.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Miss Amy, how about you? What say you?
Currently still at work. And I'm listening.
You don't have the
Referral.
answer. No problem. Miss Allen, how about you? What say you? How do you track your success with referrals?
Actually, Isaac, I'm here to attain success. I have no idea except for, like someone said earlier, you write down, you go out. Like when I used to sell life insurance in the 90s, I would go out, talk to the people. If they're interested, I sign them up. If not, I ask for referrals. And so, depending on how many I got, that would prove that I was successful. But you definitely have to keep up with it, is all I can say right now.
Okay. So Mr. Misi had the closest correct answer. Systems. There are systematic ways to track your success with referrals. We will explore a few of those here today, and we will explore a few of them at next Wednesday's webinar, 2 weeks from now. Remember, there are no Wednesday webinars on the second Wednesday of the month due to the monthly mastermind meeting in person. Can anybody tell me what is the #1 way that businesses receive new customers? Talk to me.
Referrals, word of mouth.
Referrals. Mr. Misi says referrals and word of mouth. Dr. Jan, what say you, my living legendary friend?
I'd say the easiest is existing customers.
Existing customers. Okay. Mrs. Connie, what say you?
Just reach out and stay in contact with any referrals you receive and just get out and make new referrals, new customers.
So the question is, what is the #1 way that businesses receive new customers?
Would it be leads also, Isaac? A lot of people get leads.
Okay. Mrs. Connie, you care to finish on that?
Mm, I'm still learning.
The number one way. Well, it's very, very, very simple. Once again, Mr. Misi is right. Referrals, ladies and gentlemen.
mm,
Referrals are the number one way that all businesses overwhelmingly receive new customers. According to Forbes, the most powerful and valuable way businesses receive new customers is through referrals. Check this out. As they offer high quality leads, lower costs,
Yeah.
and roughly 80% higher success rates compared to other channels. However, for long-term scalable growth, experts often prioritize building a predictable sales process and strategic partnerships over relying solely on organic referrals. There's an 80-20 rule that Mr. Don Lawler talked about last week. Now, as Mr. Macy stated, systems. Here's how you systematically track your referrals, but also systematically receive them. Active word of mouth, systematic quality referrals. That is a loaded answer. And in the forthcoming weeks, we'll be breaking them down individually, seeing exactly what that means, because that may not resonate with everybody. Not all referrals are created equal, as we shall see here shortly. Active word of mouth, systematic quality referrals. That, my friends, is the number one way that businesses receive new customers consistently. So in order to really understand what we're doing here on how to track your success with referrals, we do need to understand what is a referral. Ms. Allen, what is a referral, Ms. Allen?
Like I alluded to earlier, to me, it's like you're talking to someone about what you want to sell. You finish the process of closing, and you ask, do you have any referrals for me? Do you know anyone else that would be interested in this product or service? So, and then they'll give you their name and information. So to me, that's a referral.
Okay. Mr. Misi, what is a referral? My mastermind membership committee chair. What is a referral?
Oh, Lord. Well, I would say a referral is someone that you pass or you receive that has shown some type of interest or may have a need for that specific item or or entity that you have or that you're sending that person to, because there's no sense in sending someone that has no use for what you have to offer.
Okay.
mm.
Those are all decent answers, some better than others. Let's see exactly what referrals are not. They are not leads, Miss Allen. Referrals are not leads. Now, obviously, leads may be helpful, but again, a lead would fall in that 20 percentile or less in the 80-20 rule. If you want business to close, most likely they won't be coming from leads very often. Unless you value 20% or less, get business in. 80% are going to come from quality referrals. Now, here are the referral levels. Number 1 through 4. Number 1, names and contact information only. That is the weakest level of a referral. It builds the authorization to use the name of a referral source. Now you're getting closer towards connecting those individuals together so business can be done. General testimonial statements and or letters of recommendation with an introduction via email or in person or phone call. This is where now you can make that introductory call or meeting to bring those people together. That almost always results in business. Now we're looking at more than 50%. Levels 5 through 8. Number 5, a note or letter of introduction, that call, and promotion. That promotion comes from telling about the good qualities of each person and why they should be doing business together. Ms. Allen says, I need to write a book. And I say, well, you got a wonderful story, Ms. Allen. You most certainly should use a good friend of mine, publisher, professional publisher for decades now, Dr. James Renford Powell. Let me tell you all about him. Almost certainly, Ms. Allen's going to say, whoa, that's who I need to tell my story of glory. And you bring those two together. That is now a quality referral. Take a look at this. Arrange the meeting by phone, by Zoom, or most powerfully, in person, if you all have close proximity. A face-to-face introduction, the best way. This is when you can truly promote each individual or individuals and make sure you help to facilitate that business. Finally, that's where the deal closes. When they see that you, the middleman or middle lady, trust both of them, want both of them to come together, they both trust you, the business is a done deal. They're already going to use that service from somebody anyways. Why not use it from this person you just hyped up so much with authentic and genuine testimony? Tracking your referrals. How to track your referrals. You use a systematic, there's the word again, Mr. Macy, a systematic CRM, a customer relation management system or program. At the Reality of Networking International, we use Chamber Forge. Why? Tracking referrals and networking activity is crucial for measuring the effectiveness of networking efforts, driving member engagement, and fostering a culture of accountability. It allows members to visualize their return on their investment, their ROI. Another way of looking at it, your return on the relationship. How much are you giving and how much are you receiving? It's accountability. It identifies your top referral sources. Who's been giving to you the most? How much have you reciprocated and given to them? If not much, shame on you. And build trust through transparent data. Everybody can see the referrals given and received. Everybody can see the networking activity. That's why we choose and use Chamber Forge for free for you all. I have to pay for it as the president and organizer. So next Wednesday's webinar will be held on April 15th, 2026, 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It will go deeper into the referrals because I'm going to break down and reveal unto you all more secrets of success on how to maximize your referrals. How to maximize your referrals. Now, I have a question for you all once again. What is the key to success? What is the key? Somebody tell me, what is the key to success?
I would say knowledge.
Mr. Macy says knowledge. Mrs. Connie, what is the key to success? After your performance last night at the Reality of Fitness family, hitting those 3 sets back to back, nonstop, dripping wet with sweat with no regret, what is the key to success?
You have an inner drive that pushes you to be the best, to want to be successful, to monopolize whatever resources you have at your, to use to make sure you have your success and have the right mindset and the right heart.
Good. Those are good answers.
Mr. Isaac.
Go ahead, Mr. Macy.
I also think that discipline is important, which creates consistency. So
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
Discipline, consistency, drive, heart, both good answers, both good answers. Can anybody else tell me what is the key to success? Anybody else?
Knowing what you want, designing a plan to get what you want, and seeing it through.
Knowing what you want, designing a plan to see it through. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, in one simple quote, you all, the key to success is to start before you are ready. Dr. Jim is right. Without a plan, how likely are you to see a goal be realized and accomplished? That is true. But if you don't start, you'll definitely never get there. And many times, most oftentimes, you will have to start before you're ready. Just start. But the key is don't stop and design and plan. But most importantly, just start. It
Mm-hmm.
scares you. Who cares? Start. I'm tired. Who cares? Start. But I don't know exactly how to do it yet. Dr. Jim says I need a plan. Other business consultants say I need a plan. I get it. I'm a certified business consultant. Here's a fact that has worked for every successful entrepreneur, world champion, and athletes says just start before you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Then be, as Mr. Misi said, disciplined, consistent to see it through. As Dr. Jim said, design that plan and see it through. You must start before you're ready. Question, ladies and gentlemen, how do you get more referrals? All this talk about referrals, according to Forbes, according to LinkedIn, according to Dr. Ivan Meisner, the founder of Business Network International, we just saw with the references I provided that referrals are the number one source that businesses receive new customers. The number one way. And we see the importance of tracking those referrals according to LinkedIn and Chamber Forge. Well, if this is the true case, how do you get more referrals? Anybody? Miss Amy raises her hand. Go ahead and speak out. Miss Amy?
I was having a problem unmuting my phone. Sorry. Um, Referrals, just like you got the first referral, normally your apprenticeship with the first person that has come to you, also word of mouth still works. Um, Once you have actually assisted one person, that next person will very well tell someone else exactly what they accomplished with you, therefore referring someone else. So word of mouth still works that way. And also, by actually advertising yourself as well. Other leads well, these referrals will come to you from those those candidates that have already worked with you, but also when you advertise those particular things, other partnerships will send you referrals. So you may become a partner with another company and they will send you referrals as well.
Okay, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. So, Mr. Beast, you got something?
Yeah, I mean, what we do, what we've been taught and what we're learning, networking.
Networking. Okay. Go a little bit deeper than that. What is networking?
It's meeting like-minded people, business-minded, just everyone that you run into, everyone that you speak to can be is networking. Is a networking opportunity. You should never miss. I don't care who you're talking to. You should always be listening, always listening for a way to be able to refer that person to someone or see if that person is someone that's good for your business. It just you've got to meet people in some aspect, whether over the phone, in person. You can't do it just at home and not communicating with people. Networking is reaching people.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. My time has come to an end. It's the top of the hour. So networking, Mr. Macy, and everybody else on the line. Networking is about netting and working. It's about farming and cultivating relationships. It's about when I go into a room full of other business owners and professionals, entrepreneurs, I'm working for them. I'm working through them, for me, finding ways that we can align ourselves to better ourselves, to grow together. That's networking, all in a nutshell. So, how do you get more referrals? So, great answer, Miss Amy. Great answer, Mr. Macy. But here's the foundation of that. The very first part that you all omitted a little. If I have another professional that I'm working with, it's very simple. In order to get more referrals, you got to give more referrals. The law of prosperity is this: generosity. If you want more, give more. That's coming from the late, great multimillionaire Mr. Bob Proctor himself. So, ladies and gentlemen, I yield the floor to my co-host for this evening, my friend, my mentor, my member, co-founder of the Reality of Networking International. He is the overseer of the Church of Revelation. He is the publishing press of I Am Press. He is the founder of the Institute of Applied Metaphysics, where one comes to know thyself, God, and the laws of material wealth, and the success principles, as taught and written by the ancient masters, including Jesus the Christ in the parables and many other great people. He sailed the 7 seas during the Vietnam War, going over there to fight in the war with his beautiful and dutiful wife as a Christian missionary. He came back to us after traveling the world here in America, and he has a commitment to help you tell your story because he has proven time and time again that there is a book in you. If you're listening to this, the world wants to know your story. Dr. Jim is the man, the myth, and the living legend to help you tell that story of glory. There is a book in you, ladies and gentlemen. So get it out. Let it out. The key to success is start before you're ready. So I would like to welcome my co-host for this evening, Dr. James Renford Powell. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? Am I coming through?
Yes, sir. We can hear you just fine.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about how
Yes,
this
sir.
book came to be written, The Laws of Material Wealth. And in doing so, I expect to give you some specific success points with regard to marketing. All right. I started working in the mid-70s in Hong Kong. I started working with raising funds for different projects, project funding. And I mean all kinds of stuff, everything from a freeze-dried instant tea plant in Sri Lanka to the Wonder series that was here in Memphis. And I worked with the owners when they did it, moved to St. Petersburg. So my business was raising money. And in 84 and 85, I was in England, in London. And because of that work, I had a lot of people kept coming me. I didn't have to do any advertising. Once you get some money from somebody, it seems to get out there and they'd come looking for money. The funny situation, I say funny, it was funny to me. It wasn't funny to them, but they would come and they just wanted $1 million or $250,000 or some specific amount to do some kind of business that they wanted to do, or to complete a project they wanted to complete. But what I did notice is that most of them didn't have a plan.
Mm.
They were doing what Isaac's talking about there. They were doing it starting before they were ready. I don't necessarily agree with that idea, actually, because I think you need to be ready. And these people were not. So I ended up writing a lot of business plans. And then I started studying all these books on success. Oh, there's a book on success of everything: how to be a successful marketing person, how to be a successful stock trader, how to be a successful real estate agent, how to be successful in business. Man, I think I read them all at the time. I was really into it, and I was analyzing them, and I was looking at what they were saying. And they all, when you broke it down, you really looked at what they were saying. They were saying you've got to know what you want, specifically what you want and when you want it. If you don't know specifically what you want and when you want it, how can you possibly design a plan to get what you want? That was the second point that they were all making. You must know
Mhm.
what you want, you must design a plan to get what you want, and you have to have then the desire to see the plan through. Now you can find these, and some of you have probably read Think and Grow Rich or The Master Key or many of the other books that talk about the same thing. All right. But some of them will stress some things more than the others. You know, Napoleon Hill would stress about the persistency, the sticking with the plan. He talks about the guy who got within 3 feet of hitting the pay dirt of gold in California in the gold rush days, gave up, went home, and another guy came in, and in that 3 feet, in the first day, he hits the payload. All right. Don't give up. That's his big message. Each one of these great authors have kind of stressed one thing or another, but when you boil it down, they're still saying the same thing. You've got to know what you want. You talk about starting work on something before you're ready is like a ship leaving the harbor without a plan, without charting where it's going.
Mhm.
So, in my view, knowing exactly what you want and when you want it is probably the key to the whole thing. You can always design a plan. You can get help with designing a plan. And of course, you can you can get tough. You can make yourself stick with the plan. But if you don't know what you want, how are you going to get there? Now, you can make application of this to marketing at the same time. You say the same secret to success is the same secret for marketing. You've got to know what your clients want, what your market wants. You can't sell something to people they just simply don't want. You have to find the people that want what you want. All right, what you want to sell.
Mhm.
That's why you have profilers. You come in and profile your market. Who is it that you're looking for? Because how do you advertise if you don't know really who you're looking for? So these were key elements in the writing of that book and why I worked on that so much. The problem, it took a long time for me to write it because I started writing that in early '86, and it wasn't published until the '90s. All right, and that's because I had to come back to the States, and I thought I was going back, and I didn't go back, and life gets in the way sometimes. But
Sure.
that was the key for me, and I found that the mindset of people who are coming looking for the money. Now, they knew what they wanted, or they thought they knew what they wanted. They wanted money. All right. But it is sometimes so difficult for us to sit down and really know exactly what we want. And you
Mm.
know why? It's because often we don't really know who we are. All right. I know from helping people market books that there are some who would rather have their teeth pulled than make a public speech. All right. So in my book, it's called A Book in You. That's not published yet. That one is being edited. But in that book, I show our list 77 ways you can market your book. Keep up the time for me, will you, Isaac? I forgot to mark the time I had. How much time do I have?
You got 12 minutes.
Okay, so that'd be 7:22. And I started working on that book simply because I had so many people coming in there and I knew they weren't ready, right? They weren't ready to go. So that knowing what you want became the most important thing. So I started then looking after reading all those books and coming up with that formula. And that is the formula to success. There is no other. There is no secret. You've got to know what you want, exactly what you want. You then can design a plan to get what you want, and you have to have the desire to see the plan through. That is, if there's any such thing as a secret to success, that's it. The only other way is you marry into wealth or you win the lottery. All right. Know what you want, design a plan to get what you want, and have the desire to see the plan through. I then went looking for these principles of success outside of that. What could I do to help myself in marketing? What could I do to help myself in having a successful business? And it was funny because I had been in Vietnam originally and then Hong Kong, and I've been studying some of the Eastern writings and reading the stories that Lao Tzu told and the stories that the Buddha told. And being a missionary there, then of course I wanted to know what Jesus said about it, you know. And so I went back, and I'm not going to preach a sermon to you here. I'm just telling you the facts. You can follow it or whatever. I found a passage, Matthew 13:34 and 35, where Jesus said, I came to reveal the secrets that have lain hidden from the foundations of the earth. All right. He calls them the secrets. And later the apostles asked him why he spoke in parables, and he said, to you I have revealed the mysteries. So here he's calling them the mysteries. And then when he's being interrogated by Pontius Pilate, he refuses to answer any questions, but he reiterates, I came to reveal the truths. What are these truths? What are these mysteries? What are these secrets? All right. And Jesus had said more than once, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Free from what? Bottom line is free from fear. And the only way that we can make a success of things is to find out what these secrets, mysteries, and truths are. Well, the scripture says that he spoke to them in parables, and without parables spoke he not. So obviously the secrets, the mysteries, the truths have to be in the parables. That's where he was teaching. He wasn't giving them a name. He wasn't doing anything other than telling a story that the average guy on the street could relate to. Those were the secrets, the mysteries, the truths. The truths to what?
You got 9 minutes.
To how much? How much you say?
9 minutes.
Oh, got more minutes than I thought. Wealthy in time. He was telling these stories for one reason, to relate to these people. But what was he trying to relate? He was relating the process of creation. And anybody building a business is in the business of creating. This is the process that is ongoing. It wasn't over in 7 days. It wasn't over in 7 ages or 7 millenniums. It is still going on. And we are the instruments of that process. If you want to find a miserable person out there on the street, somebody that's suicidal and depressed, it's because they're not creating. They're not doing anything with with their God-given gifts, the reasons why they're here. The reason why they're here is to create, and the reason why we're here. And that can be creating families, it can be creating a business, it can be creating a book, a work of art, whatever. It still has to be creating. Sometimes it can be as simple as creating a garden, but it's still creating. That's our process. So in relation to marketing, I go back and remind you, it is about knowing what you want, but it's also about knowing what your prospective customer wants. Right? If you don't know what he wants, or she wants, how can you possibly satisfy it? And if you design a plan to market your product, it has to be one that works, that gets the referrals that Lord Isaac is talking about. And to continue doing it, persistently doing it, as has been defined with our networking and our referral programs. So we are getting in this mastermind group, this is not just a networking organization that, I'll give you some leads and you give me some leads, or I'll refer somebody to you and you refer somebody to me. That's the practical aspect of it. But it's working together in a mastermind group so that you can get all the backing and all the support and all the information you need and all the help from people who've been there and done that. The biggest problem for the individual is to increase your capacity to receive knowledge. Most of us are a bit closed off. We really don't like change. And the older we get, the worse that is. I don't like all of this techie stuff. Brother Isaac has been dragging me into the 21st century, kicking and screaming. All right. Don't like the change. We don't like the change. And I told people the other day, and I'll tell you again, there's a book called A Guide for the Perplexed by a man called E.F. Schumacher. And in that book, he talks about the law of adequatio, or adequacy. And he's trying to explain in there that if you want to gain in knowledge and experience and in wealth and anything else, you've got to increase your capacity to receive. All right. And he illustrates it by saying you can take a 5-gallon drum of water and you can pour it into a quart jar, but the quart jar is going to have the water. The rest of it's going to be on the ground or the floor. If you want to keep that 5 gallons of water, you've got to increase your capacity to receive. And hopefully in these type of training sessions and working with your president, Isaac Coleman, you can expand your capacity to receive. I hope some of that's been helpful for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Isaac got tired and went home.
Thank you, Dr. Jim.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for that, Dr. Jim. Thank you for the foundations of the laws of material wealth. And also thank you for your healthy pushback against my presentation. Well, you had 4 more minutes left, sir. So I'll take those 4 minutes to say this. Mrs. Cunny and I listened to a very, very inspirational, motivational video the other day. I shared the video with everyone on Signal in the Mastermind networking group as well. Not sure who all clicked on it and listened to the video, but it's life-changing. I'll send it to you, Miss Allen. I'll also send it to you, Miss Milicia.
Can you send it to me through text message, Mr. Isaac?
Absolutely, Mr. Macy. I got you. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Very powerful, very profound. Yes, ma'am. And it is a compilation of many of the world's greatest businessmen and women and entrepreneurs, some of the world's best athletes, some of the world's champions of their industries and leaders therein, who have been at the bottom, who had $0 and nothing to their names, to becoming icons and multimillionaires and a few multi-billionaires who everyone looks up to for answers because, as Dr. Jim said, they've been there, done that. And now they're in a position where they can tell you what they did, what they messed up on, how they messed up, how they did things better. Now, Dr. Jim is absolutely right. You do have to design a plan for knowing what you want, but oftentimes that plan will also change. But that key to success stays the same. You still got to start before you're ready. Why? Because you need experience. If I don't have any experience, how on earth do I get what I want? If I haven't failed, how can I succeed?
Mm.
One of the world's greats says this: you need to be trying to fail as fast as you can so that you can learn how to succeed. Bruce Lee also said the same thing. You always trying to study how to win. He said, but you never study how to fail. You're afraid to fail. That's our problem. When we're afraid to just go ahead and get started, we're stunting our growth. We're stopping ourselves. Maybe what we thought we wanted isn't what we wanted at all. But if we never give it a try to see and fail, we'll never succeed. Because there will be no plan to design if you don't start the plan. You still have to start even before you're ready. And you never let someone tell you you can't do something. Never let anyone tell you you can't do something. How about this one, Mrs. Cunning? Miss Sarah Blakely. Everyone knows Mrs. Sarah Blakely, at least the ladies on the call do. The founder of Spanx. She started before she was ready. They told her, you'll never be able to do this. No one will buy this. You don't even know you're a woman in business. This won't go anywhere. She started before she was ready. Then she started designing a plan. She started to see where she failed and what she could do better. Then she kept tweaking that plan to become better and better and better to where she took her own success in her hands and made sure she got Spanx sold in the stores in a very clever and powerful way. And then on her last dollar, sent Oprah Winfrey a pair. Months later, now she's dead broke. Oprah Winfrey's promoting her on her show. And now today, she's a multi-billionaire, one of the fewest women who's a self-made billionaire. But she started before she's ready. Her story, her introduction is out there. Her interviews is out there. Everybody talks about it. She's very open about it. Mr. David Goggins, arguably the toughest man alive, except for, he hadn't met Mr. Issac D. Coleman yet, but a gentleman who once held the Guinness World Record for the most pull-ups in 24 hours. He did them in 17 hours. A gentleman who was 300 pounds spraying for cockroaches went to the military and said, I want to serve my country. All my life, I've been nothing. I've been running away from responsibility and accountability, and I'm just fat, sitting on my butt, eating Cheetos, and I'm spraying for cockroaches. I want to be more. And they looked at him and said, you're 300 pounds and you're black. You can't do this. Get out of here. He said, no, I want to be a Navy SEAL. You can't do it. Well, all those beatings from his stepfather, being raised around the KKK, threatening him, hey, we're going to kill you, NIGGER, this, that, and other, every day. He finally came out of his shell, stopped second guessing himself, stopped being afraid of failure, and he failed as fast as he could. He started working his butt off. It was hard to try to lose that weight. It was hard to try to overcome those sergeants telling him, you can't do this. You're 300 pounds. Get out of here. You'll never be a Navy SEAL. Not only did he make it through the military, he became a Navy SEAL. Then he attended another special forces camp in the same year, one of very few American soldiers to be able to do so. And he made it and become one of the few to break the pull-up world record in 24 hours for Guinness World Records. His story is out there as well. He tells people in interviews all the time. He's got a book out, You Can't Hurt Me. He's got another book out, Taking Souls. He says, somewhere inside of me lived that scared kid who was being beaten by his father. Somewhere lives inside of me that scared kid who the KKK up the road kept threatening me and my family. They was going to kill me every day of my life growing up. And somewhere inside of me, I had to kill that old version of me to have this new version. I just got started. I was afraid to do it, but I just got started. I learned through failure and pain. That's what it takes, ladies and gentlemen. Never let someone tell you can't do something. Get started. And in Dr. Jim's words, get started with the plan. But you may be, I don't know, I don't have a plan. Just get started doing what you think it is that you want to do. Push hard. Fail fast, succeed long. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions? We got about 5 or 10 minutes or so of some Q&A. I want to see some hands. See some hands on anything that we have presented you with here today. Mr. Misi, you got anything?
No, I'm sitting here, just no, I'm sitting here just contemplating, because I like the way you guys piece that together. It's a difference, but it's pretty much the same thing. You all's view. It's the same thing, just one starts the process and one um uh, you know keeps the process going because they know they've got the plan in motion of what they want to do, but it's still like you said, it still came down to starting, putting pencil to paper, putting pencil you know, thought to, just thought into action. Because if you don't
Amen.
do it, I mean, you essentially cannot write a plan. You can't even do a plan if you have not started. So, I mean, it just tied in great what both of you guys said.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Mrs. Connie, you got anything on that? On the laws of material wealth or starting before you're ready? Anything else before we close out? Well, hello there,
No.
Miss Rachel Long.
Hi, I just wanted to pop in. Sorry I had
Yes,
to tonight.
no problem, darling. We're about to wrap everything up, but I will definitely fill you in here shortly. Mrs. Connie, go ahead.
No, I'm just steadily learning and absorbing everything that y'all are teaching me, and I appreciate it so much. I'm steadily writing notes down because my memory is not that good anyway. But it's like self-discipline for me. I know what I want. I just didn't know how to go about getting what I want. I've always worked hard for someone else. It's time to work for myself. And I just appreciate all everybody's done for me. The
Absolutely.
encouragement is exceedingly overwhelming from everyone in the family. I get a
Absolutely.
lot of negative, from different people around me, but I just really appreciate everybody.
Yes, ma'am. You're so welcome. Well, tell
Amen.
everybody don't know you. Most here do. Tell everybody how many years young you are and what type of health and fitness journey you've been doing from your start when you were 325 pounds to coming here to the Reality of Fitness family with me. Tell just a brief 90 seconds or so and what kind of hate and pushback you've been getting on that and how you did start before you were ready.
Yes, I just woke up one day and I decided at 325 pounds, I had so many health issues. Couldn't hardly walk, legs were bad, everything. I woke up and just decided it was time to take charge of my life. And so I started the journey, but I started it in the wrong way. I thought starving myself would be the right way. Yes, I lost the weight, but at the same time, I was still doing more damage to my body by the way I was doing it instead of the healthy way, instead of the fitness way. And since I came to you, I've learned that. And I've learned I'm stronger than I thought I was, even at 70. I've got an inner drive, I've got an inner strength that I have to tap into and pull her out. The girl that inside me, I knew was there, and now she's coming out. But yeah, I'm 70 years old. And so since I've been coming to you, it's just I've learned a whole new world about everything, fitness, health, um, business, everything. And the negativity around me every day is like, you're 70. Why would you put your body through this? What are you doing? You should sit down and enjoy your life. Well, I don't want to sit down. I don't want to be in a wheelchair or in a nursing home and think I shoulda, woulda, coulda when I had the chance. So that's what I'm doing.
Absolutely. And
That's great, Miss
congratulations once
Connie.
again. Amen. Congratulations, darling. You're doing amazing. Keep
Congratulations,
up the
Miss
amazing.
Connie.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're an inspiration to us all. That is true.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
I'm
Absolutely.
70 also. We got a long way to go. We still got time, Miss Connie.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
There you go.
Mr.
There you go.
Isaac made me promise 70 more years. I don't know about 70, but
At
He could
least.
he could
At least.
probably do it for us if it's
Yeah.
I
possible.
know, right?
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. I'm a big believer. Life is a choice, so is death. Everything is a choice.
Yeah.
Getting old is a choice. Everything we do is absolutely our choice. We can do something or we cannot do something, but the consequences are still a result of our choices. So
Right.
it is what it is. Miss Melissa, you got anything, any questions, any comments, anything from referrals, anything from Dr. Jim on the laws of material wealth?
No.
Any questions? Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Miss Rachel Long, you have any questions for us, dear? Miss Rachel, you there?
I'm here. I was trying to figure out how to unmute. I'm sorry. I'm sure that I will. But right
Okay.
now I'm just jumping in, trying to catch up, and I'll be interested in getting to know you all better and hearing about your stories. So thank you for inviting me, and I'll be back.
Well, thank you, our Living Waters friend. Tell everybody, Miss Rachel, what it is that you do with Living Waters.
So I've been doing Bible study since 2012, and mostly online, some small groups. I have speaking engagements. I've got one in June at a church. It's a women's conference. And I just share the gospel. That's what I do. I share the gospel. I've
Very nice.
been in other countries over the internet where Christians were being persecuted, and I've sent them their translation of a Bible because they're not allowed to have them. So I used an app that translated and sent it to them.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that's awesome.
It
Awesome,
is
awesome. Well,
amazing.
thank you for your service in that area. Dr. Jim here, you missed the introduction of him earlier, but he went off to the Vietnam War with him and his lovely wife
Wow, that's
as a
amazing.
Christian missionary.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, ma'am. Back in the day, and that living legend is here with us today. And he's almost 100 years old now, and he also agreed with me. He's going to give me another 100 healthy years. So that's not open for debate. Once we get to that extra 100 healthy years, then we can sit down and talk about him transitioning perhaps to another realm. But for now, he's got another healthy 100 years with us. So thank you, our living legend. So anybody else have anything before we close out for this evening?
No,
Nice.
I'm good.
Well, beautiful. No one has any questions about the referrals, how to get them. I did that great a job breaking down the systems and what a referral is and what it's not. No questions, no commentary. Everything clear, lucid.
I do want to ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
It kind of ties into that, but will there be a point where you will talk a little more in depth about just the basics of what a plan will look like?
A plan as far as,
You know how you say you guys talked about, Dr. Jim talked about you have to have a plan, and I know everybody does different stuff, but a
yes,
plan,
ma'am.
yes.
Yes, ma'am. Designing a plan. Yes, ma'am. Especially a
Mhm.
business plan, obviously, or any plan or goals for success,
Yes.
because they have the same metrics and foundation. You want to design a plan to become a great basketball player. You want to design a plan to become a Guinness World Records title holder like myself, right? So to break the thumb push-up world record, it requires a plan. You want to make a plan to earn a $10,000 a month in your business. Well, I did that plan and it worked. And I earned over $10,000 in my business. So they're all the same foundation, but they're different. So what I can do is a general plan for us on one of the Wednesday webinars on how to get your goal accomplished. And it'll apply to fitness just as much as it will apply to finance. In other words, it'll apply to your health as much as it will apply to your wealth, whether it's in your
Mhm.
business, or in your life in general. So yes, Mr. Mesa, I would love to do that actually. So yes, ma'am. And it'd be like a one-page document that everyone can take with them. I would email that to everybody that attends, and that way you'll have that to use for any of your goals. And that is the time, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you all once again for attending our Wednesday webinar for April 1st, April Fools 2026. And next week, we won't have the Wednesday webinar on Zoom because we will be attending our in-person mastermind meeting with the other members who are not here tonight. But the following Wednesday, on April the 15th, we will return here on Zoom to the Wednesday webinars. And as I stated earlier, that one will cover how to maximize your referrals. How to maximize your referrals. So Mrs. Connie or Mrs. Rachel Long says, I don't have enough referrals. Well, how do you get more referrals? So we're going to break that down on how to maximize your referrals. And hopefully Mr. Don Lawler will be feeling better that day as well, my co-host, and shed some information with advertising and marketing and helping you to increase your sales in your business as it pertains to that topic as well. So love you all, beautiful people, God's chosen people. You all need anything at any time, you pick up that phone and you give me a ring. Love y'all. You have a beautiful, blessed night. Thank you.
You too. You too. Thank you.